Hi, welcome to a new video dedicated to a new FPV goggles. This is the VR-D2, the Pro version. So this model comes after a few months after the original VR-D2, probably the first from the Eachine brand, offering a diversity and a built-in DVR. Here with the Pro version we have exactly the same setup, except they improve, upgrade most of the elements. Not the built-in LCD screen, but they improve the general receiver with a better RX sensitivity. They also upgrade the built-in DVR and also offer much more OSD information. For example, offering the RSSI display, the battery voltage, and the different input power from each channel. You can also for example scanning all the frequencies, so much more new features more or less related with the receiver. So let's discover and compare with the original VR-D2. Okay, here are all the elements of the VR-D2 Pro version, and as you can see out of the box the chassis is strictly identical to the original VR-D2. I will install nearby, okay, and we'll compare if you understand. So what we can find in this bag: first, the instruction manual, okay, printed in black and white, but you can see immediately that we have a new upgrade features. Now you can calibrate your RSSI, so it will scan all the 5.8 GHz frequencies, and it will note the lower and the higher RSSIs, and it will scale the dynamic of the receiver according to these two values. Is pretty important to adapt and to improve the general receiving capacity. So we will check, of course, both performances with the new upgraded receiver. So what you can find, for example, now you can see you have the voltage display, the current VFREC selected, and the, I would say, RSSI received on each channel of the RSSI. Okay, it's still a 48 channel. Okay, and the display is still a 5-inch with a resolution of 800 400. Okay, no problem to display, for example, D1 NTSC. Okay, but for the pale we have to push up to 576, so it means that it will need to interpolate, so you will lose a little bit some precision for pale display. The brightness is still the same, 500 CD per millimeter square. Okay, so nothing changed from the former LCD display. You can still change the position of the Fresnel lens to adapt to your current myopia. Okay, and the internal Fresnel lens is offering a magnification of 3.5. okay, not so bad. You can install on a tripod the machine, etc., and you have all the supported frequency, 5 supported bands. Okay, the rest band is supported obviously, and you have also some different characteristics around. That's the for example, yes, on these pages, that now the receiver sensitivity is pushed to minus 95 dBm. Okay, and the total weight. So this machine come with exactly the same two antennas, so one right polarization model and one half planar model. Both on RP-ACME is exactly the same antenna. So what is coming after, you have this power unit, okay, with the European socket to recharge this 2200 milliamps power 2S. It's not a LiPo, it's a Lion battery. Okay, so it takes approximately 1 hour and a half to charge. You will have a red color when it's charging and turning to green when it's charged. If you need an information about the weight of this model, it's the weight is around less than 100 grams, 95.9. okay, to be more precise. Okay, what is coming? You have 2 facial sponge to install, to tape on the border of your goggles. As you can see, it comes without, so it's up to you to install, but it's strongly advised because it's a little bit painful, the direct contact of this mask without any facial sponge. You will have also some 2 other bands, more to install on the bottom right, close to the nose section. 2 wipes wet element to clean your screen. Be aware to be sure to remove the plastic protecting the screen by default. Okay, and that's all. So as you can see, I will compare with the other. So we can find exactly the same not LiPo but Lion battery, 2200. But let's compare the chassis with the former. It's exactly the same. Okay, same color, same chassis, exactly the same emplacement for the DVR. The bottom exactly the same. Look side by side, the same tuning of the Fresnel lens, so no problem. The bottom side is the same tripod installation. Still 4 screws here to split into the pod. But one first remarks, if on the former we have 2 buttons here, okay, to select the frequency and the channel, here they are no more present and no more display here. It was very useful in my point of view. Okay, I know now it's written directly on the screen, so no problem, but for an external point of view, you can read there before the channel. So I will show you by powering the former model, and you will understand immediately. So as you can see, you have the current frequency and the band display, while for the new element, okay, where is the LiPo? Somewhere. Yes, I will use this one. Where for the new model is no more display, okay, and nothing appear, no light, no external light, except you have to wait a couple of seconds, more than 4 seconds to see the element. And now you can read on the bottom left the for information about the current battery voltage, the current selected VFREC, okay, no information about the current V-band, okay, and the 2 value of A and B, the 2 channel where their respective RSSI received. So actually no input received to any of these 2 channels. The screen exactly has the same. Good news, we have the white snow. It means that we have a firmware compatible with the FPV, was obvious. And like I said previously, you can tune here the magnifying of the Fresnel lens to adapt to your current myopia. Okay, in my point of view, you will see, I will amplify the I've got now a little bit whole eyes, and these settings are not strong enough to correct perfectly my myopia, so it means that it's a little bit blur for my eyes, so I would like something a little bit more deeper, but you can probably tune and mode this to maybe add 1 centimeter to magnify a little bit and to adapt to your current myopia. Okay, so no sound, no beep emitted, okay, when it's booting, and when the battery level coming very low, you don't have any buzzing emitting. That's maybe a drawback, just some information on the bottom right, okay, but let's compare with the other element, okay, so more or less the same type of battery strap. We don't have, look, I will magnify with the same amount. So look that, we can see that here the magnification of the Fresnel lens is more important. So maybe you can see that the pixel seems bigger compared to this one. Okay, so they probably change the Fresnel lens with a higher magnifying factor from the new setting. So a little bit better news for myopic guys like me. So here you have a set of buttons. Okay, so you have now an automatic scanning, okay, to look into the 40 channel. A DVR menu, so when by default you are in the RF mode, so just to play FPV directly, but if you press on it, you will enter normally into the, no, it's one you have to enter. First you have to press the cam DVR mode, okay, and you will enter into the DVR mode. So in this display, you will see in few instants that the frame rate is dropping a lot, so you are maximum reaching 15 frames per second. It's exactly the same problem that the former model. So this model in this AV2 is completely inflatable in pure FPV with very fast forward movements. But there is a trick, very easy to do, like the former one. So when you are in DVR mode, so when you press this button, you can now enter into the DVR settings by pressing this button, by long press on it. Okay, and what you recognize the classic HM DVR menu. So you can navigate here to select, for example, the size of the recorded file, how to navigate. You can press the minus or the plus button here laterally. So let's press minus. Okay, and you go down. Okay, and you cycle inside, and to select, you have first to enter into this settings. So you have to press the DVR menu button, and then you can cycle to select your current. You can, by default it's selected in VGA, but I will record in D1, and to set the option one more time, press the DVR menu here. Okay, and you that's all. So to access to the second menu, you have to press this one more time, this DVR menu for 2 seconds. Okay, and you will access to the second panel. Then one more time with a plus or minus button, you can go down, and I selected the TV output to pale because I will make a test with the pale source. Okay, by default it was set on NTSC. Okay, and to exit completely from the DVR menu, one more time press more than 2 seconds on DVR menu. Okay, and you will exit, return to the AV2 where you can see some OSD information associated with the DVR. To return into the full FPV channel, you have to press the cam DVR. Okay, so now you should be in a pure FPV channel. You have to fly with this one. Okay, and let's compare with a source, a pale source. Okay, so I will try to I hope you can see correctly. So I've got this quadcopter, and you will see on Beta OSD layout I will display overlay. I push some information on for each corner. Okay, bottom left, bottom right, upper left, and upper right, to see how it's handling. And I will compare, for example, with this HomeWay monitor. So I will turn on also. Okay, set on the same frequency. So you will compare, and let's power this setup. So I will power this quadcopter. Okay, and you can see this beta flight information. So it's beeping, don't worry. Now look the original HomeWay. Okay, you can see more or less correctly display all the information, even it's cropped, even for this one, but you can guess the part of the battery information, the throttle input, part of the RSSI, part of the flight time. At least we have some information. Let's compare with the former model, so the non-pro version. Look on the top left. We have part a little bit less appearing of the current flight mode, the same for the flight time, and we have some information about the battery and the RSSI. Okay, let's compare with the new one. So in real time, we still have the same information, no specific cropping. Okay, seems a little bit more cropped, but not so much, maybe one line or two lines. Okay, let's compare if we can, but it's very few on the upper side, and on the lower side, okay, seem exactly the same. So no cropping in the real time view. That's a good point, but the thing will change when we will enter into the DVR. Okay, so let's go to the DVR for this one. We have to press this button here, if I'm not wrong. Okay, we go to the channel 2, okay, AV2, and then to record, I need to press the play button here. I will record. Okay, we have the time lapse appearing. We will do the same for the second machine. So to enter, we have first to press the cam DVR to go to the DVR channel. Okay, then to press recording, we have to press plus here. So I'm recording and press plus one more time to stop recording. We have both, but look on the DVR, look on the bottom side. We cannot see anymore the bottom information. So we can feel that for pale source, the new VR-D2 Pro is cropping some important information on the bottom side. So the actually flashed firmware of the HM DVR is not really pale friendly compatible. Okay, so I will overlay both the information, and as I said previously, look that in this AV2, I would say DVR channel, the frame rate is very low, so it's impossible to fly. But I told you that there is a good news. The trick is to exit when you launch recording, you return to the first original channel, and then no problem, don't worry, it's still recording on the background, so you won't lose any information, okay? And when you stop your flight, okay, return to the DVR channel by pressing this button, and then press stop by stopping recording by press the plus button here, and it will stop. Okay, so that's great. If you need to replay the information, you have to go to the DVR menu, okay, and then you have to long press the minus button here. You can replay some information, long press, and you can replay some flights. That's great. Okay, so I will stop recording here, this button, so I can remember well for this one. Yes, this is a plus here. So I stop recording, exactly the same. So you have also to fly with the AV channel. I will stop this quadcopter emitting beep. So what we can already notice that for our bail source, the actual DVR is cropping part of the information. I guess with a firmware update, everything will be solved, because it has been solved for the original VR-D2, if you remember well. So I guess it will be solved. So I think they didn't understand well the lesson from the first model. It was known, and a lot of users was not happy that it was buggy for the bail source, and they repeat the operation for the Pro version. Okay, so now what I want to do is to perform a test of the RF sensitivity, okay, and to check how better or not is the new minus 95 promised 95 dBm. Okay, so I will see if in practice it's really improving the stuff. I will compare with a small quadcopter, okay, and I will try to record both signal, but it's not necessary, but at least display in real time the two FPV monitors, and you can compare when this one is turned in. You can see some breakup or not in the signal, if someone turn into black or not. Okay, let's go. Okay, so I will start the test. I will walk around with exactly the same quadcopter I used to, and we will see in the same configuration, okay, exactly the same setup, same antenna as well. So if I'm not wrong, okay, if the sensitivity is better or not. So let's go. Start to boot the machine, and we can see exactly. Let's go. you can see the difference between the both RX sensitivity, and let's conclude a bit.